Have you ever wished to go out into space? If you have looked into the dark skies and see the stars rise and fall, you will start to admire the vastness of the universe and would start to feel that you're just a little tiny peck in the universe. I always wanted to go up into the space. But we all know that it would take half of my life working my fingers into the bones. But you can take pictures of the Earth just like you take in pictures in the space by using high altitude balloons. High altitude balloons, also called as HABs, is a specially designed balloons that has cameras, GPS, and other sensors and go up to 30 kilometers altitude. At that point, the air becomes so light and cold that the temperature drops to minus 50 degrees Celsius and the pressure drops to 1/1000th of the normal pressure. Because that it's so close to the space and has an extreme condition, scientists have used HABs since 1990s to observe X-rays from the stars that can penetrate the atmosphere. Of course, you can use it to explore the stratosphere itself or take marvelous pictures like these. Since high altitude balloons have a rich history, many students from UK and USA have launched the balloons and did lots of experiments. Furthermore, HABs are used for education in the UK. Because of this, these countries have lots of communities that helps you launch the HABs. But in Korea, the lack of information and uncooperative laws makes you want to throw away everything. I came here to share these difficulties and give you advice. Korea has several conditions that are against launching HABs. Korea has a strong monsoon and is narrow in the east-west direction. So collecting the launched balloons are difficult. Especially in winter, you can easily see the balloon fly past the Taebang Mountain and go out into the East Sea. Because Korea is now in the ceasefire with the North, launching balloons and using radio communications are in strict restriction. This means that picking up the balloons or communications with the balloon is limited. If your country is free to use amateur radio, then I recommend to use APRS or Auto Packet Report System. The ground station that is used with this protocol communicates with each other and makes the communications even for the vast distance. There's an Arduino shield called Arduino that has built-in APRS and GPS, so you can use it in ease. In Korea, the infrastructure isn't established enough, so we had to use mobile networks. Even without this geological disadvantage, launching HAB is difficult. The first step for making HAB is to decide your purpose. HAB needs lots of money. To lift 500 grams to Stratosphere, you need about $500 for the basic helium balloon GPS. The cost increases dramatically as the payload increases, so you need to decide your purpose carefully and minimize the payload. Second, you need to verify that the batteries, GPS, and other sensors works in extreme conditions. Commonly used batteries like lithium polymer batteries decreases in performance in extreme conditions. So you need the appropriate ways to keep warm. For us, we use hand warmers. Lastly, you need to think about ways to collect data. If you use APRS, then it's easy since it's two-way communication. In our case, we had to use the telecommunication network, and since the telecommunication only works with near surface areas, we had to add an SD storage to save the data and only send if the communication is on go. Moreover, because Korea is one of the only 3 countries that doesn't support GPRS GSM, we had to use expensive WCDMA network. So this is the core of our HAB. Our balloon can hold 500 grams of payloads, including the box and the parachute and the hand warmer. So we could only load the GPS and the WCDMA module for the operation. Combining 2 independent systems into one was a challenging task. We haven't launched yet because thanks to our tight aerodynamics law, but we carried out all the essential tests and the HAB is ready for launch. We wish that launching HAB becomes more popular and the laws become more flexible. Thank you for listening.